Alright guys, we're picking up where we left off. We have a projectile that if you press play, it should fly across the top of your screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this code and I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to make it where it stops flying across the screen. I just was kind of showing you guys how it works. So I'm getting rid of this. And we also have a tower, which we're going to be doing some work on this tower. And we have a test world. In the test world, if we play it, we can turn and make our turret look like it's shooting. So first thing you want to do, go to your barrel or your tower, and we're going to have to add a couple things here. We're going to add a position 2D. So you're doing position 2D. And you're going to want to call this the muzzle. And this muzzle is going to put a little marker down. This is where your projectiles are going to spawn at. You want them to spawn at the front of your tower. And then you're also going to want to add like a little holder for your actual projectiles, because you're going to get a whole bunch of them when you start shooting. So we're going to say projectiles. Perfect. Now let's go to the code on our barrel here. And we're going to make 3 variables. We're going to preload something here. We're going to preload this variable called shot. So preload. And you should be looking for your actual projectile. Mine is under online stuff or whatever, online tutorial or something. So I'm going to scenes, online tutorial, projectile, and I missed it. Let's see, I can also just right click this and do copy path, paste. Okay, so I have my projectile here loaded. This preloads our projectile. Perfect. And then we're also going to want to grab our location of our projectile. So we're going to do variable on ready. Oops, backwards. On ready variable, and then we want to get projectiles is equal to, and then we want to get node projectiles, and this is our projectile holder. And one more thing, we need to know the location on in the world of where our muzzle is at. So we're going to want to get on, oops, what is wrong with me? On ready variable, and then we want to grab the muzzle is equal to get node. What node are we getting? We're getting the muzzle. And then we're also going to want to get its position. We want to get global. I know I'm doing this wrong. Let me check right here. Global underscore position. Global underscore position. There we go. We want to get its position. Where is the muzzle at in the world? Okay, so we've loaded 3 new things here, and we're going to see if we can't get this to work. We have our projectile getting ready to get fired. So our barrel has access to some ammo, and then it is going to whenever we fire our projectile, we're going to store them all into the projectiles tab, and then on ready muzzle. That's where is our muzzle on in the world. Where is it at? Where is it facing? Okay. So when we call the shoot function, it comes down here and it plays the shoot animation, and it waits till it's finished. But we're also going to want to do a couple other things. We're also going to want to add in our new bullet. So we're going to say variable x is equal to shot.instance. And what that's going to do is it's going to take our projectile and store it into x, and then we're going to want to add it to projectiles. Wait, what are we doing here? We are adding the bullet to the projectiles node. So we're going to take our projectiles and we're going to do dot add child, and we're adding the one we just made. So we grab our projectile and we add it to this node here, the projectiles node, and then in order to actually tell it to fire in the correct direction and to fire from the correct location, we're going to have to go to the bullet that we just shot, which is x, and we're going to tell it to run the function StartAt. And we want it to start at our current rotation, and we also want it to start at muzzle, which is where we're at. And I believe that should be it. Alright, now this StartAt function was something we created over here under projectile. So if you look at this projectile here, we have the StartAt, and it gives us a direction and it gives us a position. When we first started this, we went up to the top and we said, what is our muzzle position in the world? And we stored that in muzzle, so there is our position. And our rotation, we just get that from the rotation of the turret. Let's go to our test world and give this a try. See if we crash. Okay, so we turn, and if we shoot, we can fire away. It doesn't appear that we're rotating with it correctly. The position is not getting updated every single time, so that position node is staying in the same place. So we're also going to want to update that position. So let's take this. Muzzle is equal to get global position. Can we take this and can we, let me see if I can do this. Can we do this here? Let's try that. There we go. Alright, so I had to do a little bit of learning here on the fly. Basically what I did is it was only setting that variable one time, so every time we turned it would never actually update. So what this says is make the muzzle variable here and get the location, and so this is the muzzle's location at that point in time. Alright, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to completely get rid of this second part here. I'm going to add this to this. There we go. Alright, so we had to add two variables, or actually three. One of them we did in the shot function. So here we took the shot variable and we put the projectile into it, and then we grabbed this node over here that's called projectiles, which is our storage for all of our bullets, and they're going to go into this little holder. So this basically just grabs the holder. And then when we do our shot, we say find the muzzle location, add a bullet, add a projectile, add it to the projectile holder, and then we'll also want to access the function for direction and location, I guess. And this function is in the actual projectile. So if you look inside the projectile, you should have a StartAt, and you want to start at a certain rotation and at a certain location. The location is at the muzzle, and the rotation is whatever the rotation of your turret is. Alright guys, so we'll pick up from here. Oops. We'll start. Next time we'll make it where the bullets don't fire an infinite wave of shot. But this, and also you'll notice that our particles are going in the wrong direction. But we've got some bullets that we've added to the world, and this is very helpful. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.